when I did those 2 summers of work on Cape Cod in 1966 and 67, there was a guy from the Boston Museum of Fine Arts who would come down to the Cape occasionally. He was the curator of photography and prints. Yeah, I mean, like his specialty was Rembrandt's prints. And this guy saw some of my photographs. And he said, I want to show these at the Boston Museum of Fine Arts. So, we started to assemble a show, and it was his idea to make a book. And the book only had 40 prints in it. But Little Brown and the New York Graphic Society, which had an office in Boston, was the publisher. So because a museum was putting on an exhibition, it wasn't difficult for them to print the book. And in fact, the book won the award for the best printed book of the year. How about that? Worldwide, in the book printing industry, from a press just outside of Boston called the Acme Press. Acme. It's such a funny name. It's like a cartoon name. Anyway, that book went on to be a best-selling book for photographs. And I think now this is maybe its 10th edition. It sold probably 200,000 copies. And it's just something that people keep on buying. And I still, to this day, get people writing me incredible letters about what it means to them, how it, I remember someone wrote saying, I was in a deep depression, I was, suicidal, I was institutionalized, and they had the copy of Cape Light there, and the book saved my life. I mean, stories like that, and that wasn't like the only time, but so many times people have written about what a meditative experience it was for them and how restorative it was. And I think, wow, if some photographs, which you put out into the world, can come into somebody's life as they're paging through a book and it goes into them in a way that uplifts them, then there's something going on there even bigger than I intended. But, it's like unintended consequences, right? You put these things together and they have a kind of linked poetics in them that establish some kind of tone, and people page through the book and they feel this tone and it expands for them. And so I've been really fortunate that book has had a long life. I'm also fortunate in that I just published my 55th book. And I've got 2 more just here in London with Thames and Hudson that we're just negotiating on, which will come out in the next 2 years. So I feel I can't. When I started to make photographs, my boss at the agency gave me his copy of Robert Frank's The Americans. It was the French edition. It's worth thousands of dollars now. He just gave it to me. And I remember that book changed my life. And I thought, someday, if I could just have enough pictures, good enough pictures to put into a book, that would be everything for me. More important than show in a gallery or in a museum would be a book, because it's fixed in time. And now to have 55 books, it's like, what? When did that happen? How did that happen? I feel really so grateful for the public and for the book publishing world to have accepted that the work that I make actually reaches an audience. Wow.